Mm. When, sorry. Chandra sir, please start.
Okay, thank you. Uh, well, good morning to all of you. On behalf of NADCL and Duvasu Mathura, I would like to introduce Dr. Vinod Kumar, renowned scientist, principal scientist, expertise in seed technology, and recently working at the Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Southern Region Research Station, Dharwad. Sir, welcome you for this 21 days training program. I'm delighted to just hear your experience and your uh, what are you going to share today among us. So it is over to you, sir.
And
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much. I'm Dr. Chandan Kumar. A very, very good morning to all the participants of this winter school. A very warm welcome to you all. And at the outset, first, let me thank the NADCL. My association with NADCL is very, very long, and they are always on one or other activities. That is really highly appreciable, maintaining the same tempo when they started, and still they are maintaining the same tempo. So congratulations, and again best wishes to all the participants so that they will have fruitful lecture series, fruitful deliberations, fruitful discussions, and at the end they must feel that they have enriched their knowledge base, and certainly this training program is going to benefit immensely in their future careers. I believe most of the participants are just beginning of their career, so they are here, or majority of the participants. So today's topic is one of very important topic, as I'm going to tell you that oh, it is a fodder crop or it is a forage crop, it is of not that use or something like that. Don't take it otherwise. Just try to listen carefully, especially not only my lecture, to the entire lecture, because whatever time you are spending, you must gain something out of it, because every minute in now time is money, and you should invest that time very preciously. I am working in ICR since 25 years. I think day after tomorrow I will be completing 25 years of my service. Initial service of 10 years in Central Potato Research Institute, and now 15 years I am in this institute, Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute. And my subject is seed technology, and what I am going to tell today is most of my experiences, what I encountered over my presence in this institute with these crops. And really these crops are going to be going to play a very good big role in the coming days, not only mitigating the feed and fodder requirement. I tell you, nowadays everybody is talking about the green energy. And with respect to green energy, yes, majority of fodder crops, because people are targeting non-food crops for generating the green energy. So non-food crops, first and foremost, are the fodder crops. So now, still, even though now itself so many companies have started green energy production by use of the hybrid Napier, Bajra Napier hybrid. And let me tell you that just 2 days before, our institute has got one big project worth more than 100 crore rupees from Reliance Energy. So it indicates, or it shows that what is the potentiality of these crops, and how the time is going to change over a period of time, very short period of time, not much, that everybody wants to lower down the dependence on the fossil fuel, and they want to have the green energy with respect to environmental safety and everything. So fodder crops, apart from mitigating the requirement of our livestock, also play a very important role in other purposes too. So today's topic is forage seed production in general, its current status and what is the future prospects. So my outline of my presentation goes with like this: that introduction, scenario, then what are the factors influencing seed production and yield, issues of seed production, challenges, opportunities, and few success stories if time permits. First, let me put forth some facts before you, that where we are or what we are doing. So we always say that we are a highly populated country and now surpassing China. So means we are almost owning around 20% of world population, means one among every fifth person in the world is Indian, right? Then 11% of world's livestock population, it means that we are also, apart from human population, we are holding the highest or largest livestock population in our country with 512 million population. And still, since independence, we used to say that around 75% of our population dependent on agriculture, and agriculture is the backbone of our economy. And after 75 years of independence, still 52% of Indians earn their livelihood from agriculture. It means that both agriculture and livestock has a very, very key role in Indian agriculture, Indian economy, and majority of our population still depend, more than 50% dependent on this. And along with these facts, there are few other supporting data I will put forth, that India owns largest livestock population, out of which the highest buffalo population is in India, and second highest cattle population, second highest goat population, third highest sheep population. These are all, you name any animal, we are in top 5 positions. So like that. So India is the second largest poultry market in the world. You imagine the poultry market nowadays, and that is a different story to tell. I don't want to highlight here. But the thing is, what is the alarming thing is, this much of population, world's largest livestock population, with 20% of human population, it has to be sustained just on a 2.3% of world geographical area. You imagine how much load we have. Only 2.3% of world geographical area, coupled with only 4% of the freshwater resources. It means that it is not going to it is not easy to sustain this much of population, either livestock or human population, on very limited area and with limited resources. So this is what I want to put forth before you, that what is the pressure or how much load we have on our natural resources like arable land and everything, water, everything. So when you come to significance of livestock or contribution of livestock in our economy, or even in our GDP, so almost around 26% livestock of agriculture output comes from livestock sector, and which contributes around 4% to the total GDP of the country. It also provides 70% employment in rural areas. You imagine 70% employment, because India is a country of villages, a country of a lot of rural areas, and 70% of our population depends on livestock, agriculture and livestock sector. Most often, livestock is only source of cash income and subsistence farm, and also serves as insurance in the event of crop failure. Many of us knows that if livestock and agriculture, they have come hand in hand since ages, not now, since thousands of years, or since the existence of human being. And certainly livestock sectors or livestock contribute, or it is like an insurance to him whenever there is, because agriculture is largely climate dependent, and so many times there are crop failures due to high rainfall, due to less rainfall, due to many reasons, insect attack or whatever it is. But during that period, livestock is the only source of income to the farmers, especially the small and marginal farmers, or especially those who doesn't have the land also. And livestock sector, other significance is food. It contributes in the form of milk, meat, and eggs are important source of protein, because majority of our rural people are malnutrition or undernutrition. But certainly this aspect or livestock sector is going to help, or is helping them with respect to the nutritive requirement of the rural population. Livestock also provide drought power, rural transport, manure, fuel, organic matter, social security, etc. Even though in the recent past, majority of these livestock are not used as a drought power in many of the states, especially northern states, but still in southern states of India, we use a lot of livestock as a drought power or intercultivation or field preparation or whatever it is. Even rural transport, many of our farmers use here. And nowadays we always talk about organic agriculture. means organic agriculture. You imagine organic agriculture. Apart from that, now also we are talking about natural farming or etc. So all these organic agriculture, natural farming, we can't imagine doing this agriculture without the livestock population, because they contribute fuel, they contribute FIM and also the organic matter to the soil. Then here, I will just want to put forth you, but everybody is behind agriculture, agriculture, agriculture. But if you see the annual compound growth or comparative growth in agriculture and livestock sector, any livestock sector here, you can see here, has more growth percentage than the agriculture sector. It means that the livestock sector is growing, or in other way, if you put forth, the demand for livestock products are increasing day by day. See, agriculture sector is 3.3% growth. You see milk production, livestock sector, meat group, egg production, poultry production, etc. In general, the annual compound growth in livestock sector is much higher than the agriculture sector. So what I want to highlight here is the importance and the growth rate and the demand driven. It is demand driven. So livestock sector, a ray of hope, providing growth and sustainability to the population. So to mitigate the requirement of the livestock sector, that is especially the feed and fodder. So in India, still we are very much dependent on if you divide these sources of the feed and fodder in India, the majority of source still comes from crop residues. Because Indian, as I told before, that the livestock cultivation or livestock rearing has started along with agriculture, and initially in earlier years, the livestock used to rear based on whatever crop residue. They used to feed the crop residues, and they used to get manures, and mutually they used to go. But the thing is, still after so many years, we still are crop residue dependent livestock sector. So here 54% crop residues contribute to, as a source of fodder in India, and cultivated fodder only 28%, and grasslands, leave about the fate of our grasslands. It is just contributing 18%, and majority of our grasslands are very fast eroding or diverted to some other usages. Maybe for industrialization, maybe for so many usages, or if nothing, especially the invasive for weed species, they are occupying our grasslands, and grasslands are denuded, or grasslands are very fast becoming ungrazable, or no fodder is available on those issues. With respect to concentrates, the supply is around 61 million ton, and demand is this one, and deficit here also around 36%. So still, what I mean to highlight here is we are still a crop residue based livestock sector when compared to the Western world or other countries. So other feed and fodder scenario, other points are here. I want to put forth is livestock rearing is an integral part of various farming systems. As we always talk about, I have told organic farming, natural farming, integrated farming. We can't imagine any farming without livestock. Even though our livestock population is very, very fast decreasing, and even just a month before, Karnataka started a livestock census, because once in 5 years they do the livestock census, but the trend is very, very alarming. And there are few villages in Karnataka which doesn't have livestock at all. So you imagine around 20 years before, 25 years before, even in our family, we used to have 25, 30 livestock, and today we don't have a single. If that is the trend, how our farming systems runs, that is an alarming thing. And then a total area under fodder crops, pasture and grasslands, when we compare with the population of livestock and area under these, is very, very meager, that only 4% of our cultivable area is under these crops. So means very, very less land is devoted to the cultivation of these fodder crops. Most of the reports regarding the availability of the feed and fodder in the country project an alarming gap between demand and supply. No doubt. Yeah, in the next slide, I will highlight that how much demand and supply everywhere, either it is green, dry, concentrate feed, or even crop residue, whatever, there is a deficit. And deficiency in feed and fodder is identified as one of the major constraints to achieve the desired level of livestock productivity. Our livestock productivity is very, very poor, and even though we are number one in milk production, but that milk production is higher only because of more number of cattle or more number of animals, not because of more productivity per unit or per animal. And available the feed resources from existing agriculture practices can only meet around 40% of our dairy industry requirement. Means there is a deficit of 60%. So 60% of our livestock are underfed or malnutritioned, or they won't get food, proper food per day. So you imagine 60% of our livestock population. And since past 20-30 years, usually Indian breeds are very, very short statured, and their physical stature is not that good, and their economic yield in the form of meat or in the form of milk or whatever is not comparable to the Western world. So since India introduced so many breeds from exotic breeds to our country, and crossbred with our own animals, and then onwards their stature, their physical stature, their yield, etc., improved, and that also resulted in increasing demand for feed and fodder increased. And now we are in a stage, or we are in a state that until and unless we cultivate our own fodder, we are not getting from other resources. Neither nearby our forest areas are giving the economic yield, or as I told, they are invaded with so many weed species or weedy stuffs, etc., or that land is not at all usable for grazing purpose also. With respect to supply and demand of green and dry fodder in India, you see the brown color graph here, the line here. So the demand is increasing. The green fodder supply requirement is this much, supply is this much, and green fodder demand is the green line. So there is totally mismatch between the supply and demand. There is a huge gap from supply and demand. And with respect to dry fodder also, the white line and black line, you see the present supply and demand. With you just see the 2025, and it is increasing. It is increasing trend. Very, very alarming fact is that we are unable to mitigate the demand, or we have not invested enough so that we can reduce the gap between demand and supply. So here also deficit with respect to green and dry fodder. If you see 2025, the green fodder deficit is around 65%, and dry fodder deficit around 25%. And the future is not bright also, because the way we are advancing with our requirements, the way the natural the climate change we are witnessing, I think our livestock sector is in a big danger. Ever increasing population, urbanization, concretization, industrialization, conversion of agriculture land to non-agriculture usages, and natural vagaries, and also the climatical issues. So the worst is yet to come. So we have to be very, we have to aware of the fact. We need to aware of this fact, and we need to do. It is already late, but we need to take proper precautions to avoid this. Nowadays, you go through any newspaper, very oftenly you find the alarming trend with respect to the feed and fodder or livestock sector in our country. This is one of the so many clippings I had, but very few. How is fodder crisis rendering livestock vulnerable? Because that is the main source. Even the cost of cultivation, around 40% you have to invest on its food, 40 to 50% on its fodder and feed. So if there is a crisis in feed and fodder sector, so you imagine how livestock sector Before this year, there was a severe drought in Karnataka. Majority of talukas were drought hit, and majority of these livestock were sold distressfully by the farmers, and sold means majority of these have gone for culling purpose or meat purpose, etc. And if you see feed and fodder insecurity dimensions, very important fact I want to put forth here. See, we are amidst several insecurities. We talk about if you start any news channel or any TV, we talk about for border insecurity, food insecurity, water insecurity, or energy, social, livelihood insecurity, threatening the sustainable existence of people. Okay, animals and planet, but nobody, I think, talks about feed and fodder insecurity is another prime insecurity. Very few people, or very rarely, it is discussed. It is discussed especially when there is a drought, but we never discuss in advance. We never plan in advance, or we never prepare for drought. We talk about availability or scarcity or insecurity of fodder or feed when there is a drought. So this is a very unacceptable fact that we are in a society where both animals have their importance and humans have their importance, but we always concentrate our policies and projects only either towards the human benefit. With increasing population, income and dietary changes, the demand for livestock products is fast increasing and expected to grow even faster in future, as I highlighted in a previous slide. Majority of the, if you compare around 50 years before, if you compare today, majority of the population wants to eat non-veg. Maybe wants to eat animal products. Either if you compare the even the milk consumption, if you compare the milk consumption around 50 years before today, if you consumption the egg, if you compare the egg consumption there and now, if you compare meat, whatever it is, any livestock product, so the demand is very fast increasing. The prices of all these livestock products are increasing very fast. Hence, the demand is going to increase. And feed and fodder insecurity threatens livestock sector, mainstay of our rural economy, social, economic, religious, and cultural heritage. There is so much of thing associated with our livestock sector. And feed and fodder insecurity is largely a man-made tragedy. It is a man-made tragedy. We are, as I told, our emphasis is on always our human welfare itself. Livestock, we even though we do puja or whatever it is in irrespective of our religions, but livestock bless us with so many benefits: milk, meat, eggs, manure, urine, energy, income, employment, poverty, alleviate poverty, enrich culture, everything. But in return, we are very cruel to them, and to starve or underfed. We have left them under starvation, or we have fed them underfed. Deny them proper shelter. You imagine majority of the animals they take shelter on roads nowadays. Health cover, care, concern, silently they may be cursing us. No doubt they may be cursing us that we are so inhuman to them. Livestock population composition is slowly changing. Cattle, buffalo particularly, their population is very fast decreasing, and small ruminant population, our poultry population, is very fast increasing. Improved technology combined with better market opportunities, innovations and commercialization helped us to realize the revolutions, different revolutions, a meat revolution, that is red or white revolution, that is milk, we have seen. But fodder crops crop area, permanent pasture grazing land are fast decreasing and deteriorating. This is very alarming situation, and nobody is bothered about this activity. And these livestock, huge livestock resources, but low productivity. Our productivity is around 50 to 60% lower than the rest of the world or global average. The average low yield owing to insignificant contribution. First of all, we don't have any particular plan in our system. First of all, there is deficit with respect to everything, and we see there is a lot of unproductive animals in our livestock population. So majority of our unproductive animals are eating away our resources, available resources. That is what the creating so many issues. So 80 to 85% unproductive livestock population which compete for feed and fodder, denying even the productive stock to underperform. So you imagine that whatever resources is available, which are going to unproductive animals. So if you see the low productivity of livestock, as I told, 20 to 60% lower than world average, the major factors are feed and fodder deficiency coupled with breeding or their reproduction, disease, and management. So these things, whatever the 4 points I have listed out here, if we look after, if you take care at least the feed and fodder deficiency, I think our yield increase to a very healthy level. So if because of this deficit, the impact of this deficit is on very exorbitant increase in the prices of concentrates and feed and crop residues, and especially what happens, the livestock rearing becomes a challenging enterprise affecting livestock health, breeding, and yield. This is the impact of this. And when you come to the different fodder resources in our country, already I have highlighted what is that? Yeah, already I had highlighted it, but in general, the cultivated forages, rangelands, grasslands, and forest areas, total area much higher than the cultivated area. If you take into consideration our rangelands, grasslands, forest areas, our arable, it is more than our arable area. But mixed farming is the key to sustainability here. We were not getting a good productivity out of this area, available area. Our rangelands denuded, grasslands denuded, forest areas are infested with what is that? Invasive species. Nothing is available to graze for animals, or majority of the forest areas they are protected forest areas. So here the main importance should be given on the mixed farming for our sustainability, because grasslands, rangelands are denuded, and hence technological innovations likely to have significant impact on economic conditions of the poor and marginal farmers. And major threats are conversion of arable land to non-agriculture. I have already highlighted majority of our lands, or grasslands, or our rangelands, or our even pasture lands are going towards other usages. Habitats being marginal for small growth, hence vulnerable to climate change. So many species we have already lost, and we are in the verge of losing so many our livestock species also. Invasive species have become very major threat for our making available the quality fodder in the system. Competition for light, water, and nutrient, these weed species compete for all these things, and there is a grazing pressure. None of our grazing lands, pasture lands are protected. So continuous grazing means how we will get a good yield out of them, out of that grasslands. Our grasslands, there should be a proper policy framework. There should be a proper. I will highlight these points in the policy issues. But this is the situation we have. And so for all these type of problems, there are so many constraints. First and foremost is the funds. Second one is social acceptability, lack of community responsibility. It is a responsibility of all of us, whether we are at the helm of affairs or we are a common citizen, but it is a responsibility of all of us to take along our livestock with us. Because if livestock population is decreasing, if keep on decreasing at this alarming rate, I don't know where we are heading. So second one is the seed availability. The last one is the availability of seed, which is what I am going to cover over here. So to meet the growing requirement of our dairy animals in an economic way, there is an urgent need to focus on mitigating the demand of livestock farmers. Hence, there is a huge demand for feed and fodder products. Hence, there is a demand for feed and fodder products, ultimately there is a demand for quality seed, because farmer want to cultivate more area, farmer want to bring more area under cultivation, he want to sow it. So when he want to cultivate, where is the seed, where is the planting material? That question arises, because everyone.
So please show your presentation.
Pardon?
So presentation is not visible.
Is it?
Okay, sir.
Now?
It's fine
Visible.
now.
Visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So why seed in fodder crops? You all are in the system. You know that you are aware of the fact that how many seed producers are there in the system. Largely categorizing into government sector, private sector, or uninformal sector. These are the major seed producers in our country with respect to whatever crops. But how many government agencies are doing seed production in forage crops? I think everybody knows the fact that very few. Earlier years, maybe 20, 30 years, every agriculture university used to do, because they are the major seed producers in our country, or even the state agriculture department used to do. But as days goes by, majority of resources are diverted to other seed production of other crops, maybe food crops, pulses, oil seeds, etc. Then coming on to the other agencies like private agencies are very few players here, because they concentrate on low volume and high value crops like vegetables, fruits, etc., or even some field crops. And now only left over is the informal seed sector. Rather, I say it is in seed collection, not the seed production. Whatever is produced, they are collecting it and they are selling it as a seed. So to highlight here, seed, what is seed? Seed is so no doubt the seed is a delivery vehicle for any new technology or new genetics. Seed is an important basic. Don't want to highlight much on this topic because everybody is aware of this. And making available the quality seed is an important, prime important of every program, and making available helps in enhancing the seed replacement rate, then bringing more productivity per unit area. And we are successful little bit in with respect to our field crops. Now our vegetables, almost 100% seed replacement rate in vegetables, but in forage crops, don't talk about the seed replacement rate here. So whether we are able to meet the demand with respect to forage crops, it is $1 million question, because first and foremost thing is the forage seed requirements are not clear like other cultivated fodder, because the area under fodder production is not at all clear. Majority of the state government doesn't report the area under fodder crops, they report that area under miscellaneous area. So because of that, there is a lot of ambiguity, there is non-clearance, but IGFRI and other agencies has worked out some data to target that how much area is there under fodder crops, how much fodder is produced, how much fodder is required, and how much more area is to be cultivated, how much seed is required, and how much seed is to be produced. That I will highlight over in the next slides. And in general, there is a very, very wide gap of forage seed availability and requirement. And demand for high quality forage seeds primarily from other government agencies and the non-government agencies, and even the farmers nowadays, want very quality fodder seeds. So as per the current demand, the quality seed availability is just 15 to 20% in case of cultivated fodders. They are annuals or annuals crops, and it is less than 5% in perennials or annual or range grasses and legumes. You imagine around 80% deficit with respect to annuals and around 95% deficit with respect to perennials or range species or legumes. If this is the status, if this is this is where we are, imagine how to bring the more area under cultivation, how to improve the area when we don't have the quality seed. So apart from this, there are so many issues. Seed production package of practices are not available. If anybody wants to take the seed production, those technologies are not much available, especially the regional specific. IGFRI as an institute is one of the premier institute, and it is one of its kind institute in the entire Asia, which is working on forage crops. And IGFRI is bringing out a lot of technologies, bringing out a lot of information to the farmers to go ahead for fodder cultivation and seed production, etc. So seed requirements is very, very huge. I just highlighted you the deficit. You just keep it in mind, the deficit. So the demand of different class of seed is very, very high, and we need to mitigate. And major agencies I have highlighted are very few. So the state agriculture universities, NDDB, National Seed Corporation is one of the important agency which is producing the highest quantity of seed production. Then state seed corporations, very few state seed corporations, and they are mainly concentrating on annuals. Majority of these institutions are not concentrating on perennial fodder crops. Regional fodder stations, there are 8 regional fodder stations directly under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, which are producing different fodder seeds. ICR institutes like IGFRI, KASRI, these are the like Sorghum Institute, Millet Institute, these are the major institutes which are producing different fodder seeds. Private companies, there are few fodder companies, but in the past 5-10 years, many private companies which have entered into this field, and they are producing the seeds on a very large scale. Even the seed production and export has very high potential, because entire African countries, entire Gulf countries, they need the quality seed. So we have a lot of potentiality in today's training program. If there are any new maybe PhD scholars or even the new entrants to the service, if they want to become an entrepreneurs, I tell you, or I bet you, the fodder seed production is one of the best avenue where you can invest and we can earn a handsome revenue. Private growers, farmers, or corporations are other cooperatives or other agencies which are producing. And what are the reasons for current status of fodder for a seed in our country is the seed chain. Proper seed chain is not available. You name any crop, maybe field crops, pulses, where we have a system of nuclear seed, breeder seed, foundation seed, certified seed, or many a time, or sometimes even truthfully labeled seeds. But here, the seed chain in general is missing in general. Especially, I'm highlighting the perennial fodder crop. And you might have never heard any minimum support price for forage crops, right? So then who will cultivate these crops for distributing the seed? Who's important? And another important thing is there is huge deficit. And other side, we are importing the huge seed, especially Barsim. Majority, 90% of Barsim seed is imported from Egypt, or even sugar beet, and even the lucerne seed is imported. So we have deficit, we have production areas, but production is not being taken care because of there is maybe lack of schemes, government schemes, or whatever it is. No organized market. If anybody is producing the seeds, who is the buyer? Unorganized sectors. Who is the buyer? Who is the quality? If you go and if you want to certify your seed from the agency, they don't know that how to certify these crops. There are so many issues. No authentic database, as I already highlighted. Forages are regional, season specific. So demands are vary from season to season, region to region. So that's why what to target, how to target needs to be planned properly. Seed chain, you all know that. Just to apprise you, this is the seed chain: nuclear seed, breeder seed, foundation certified, and truthfully labeled seeds. And very few crops of our forage crops are in seed chain, that is DSC, that is breeder seed indented. Only 7 crops are in seed chain. And with respect to Rabi, only 4 crops, that is Barsim, lucerne, oat, and gobi sarson. And each forage crop is suited for very specific areas. Barsim for North India. In the entire South India, Barsim cannot be cultivated for seed production. Lucerne, majority of seed production takes place in Northwest India, and it is not suited for even seed production for Southern India, Lazarus for Rajasthan, Guinea grass and Bracharia grass for Karnataka. So these are the region specificity where these things really hinders the seed production, expansion of seed production area. And another important factor which influences the seed availability and seed production is majority of the seed is produced is diverted for fodder production. Here you can't take both from single crop. Either you have to target fodder, either you have to target the seed production. So 2 distinct biological processes operate in growth and development of forage seed plants. First one leads to terminate into biomass yield, and second one originates from the first one and triggers the anthesis, development, and seed. So this is important. So fodder production and seed production in forages cannot be separated. And whatever seed is available, see, if we have breeder seed, majority of the time, the breeder seed itself is going for directly the fodder production. So there is a break of generation. When you are using directly breeder seed for fodder production, imagine how to multiply it in a large sum. Now, so this is the fate here. And other reason for low seed production is forage is yet to become an economical commodity. It is not at all an economical commodity. And the value of seed and high yielding variety is not yet realized by cultivators and many times a policymakers or government. So especially you need to infuse good amount of sum or good brains into doing research into these crops, importing or bringing out good germplasm, screening of those germplasms, bringing out more varieties, cultivars, hybrids, whatever it is into the system, certainly help into the improving situation. And many a time there is a tussle between animal husbandry or veterinary people and agriculture people, because always because animal aspect comes in the purview of veterinary division, whereas whereas the fodder aspect comes into the purview of agriculture department. So there is not much coordination between these two departments, and mostly breeder feed is directly used for fodder, including seed distribution and change. I have already highlighted. And apart from these issues, there are so many issues with the establishment of forage crops itself, because majority of perennials, grasses and legumes, they undergo dormancy. They are very, very small in size. Germination itself is an issue, especially in legumes. Germination is less due to hard seed coat. In grasses, germination is less due to the dormancy and small seed sizeness, or even there are so many other issues like apomixis. There are so many other issues like blank seed, etc. So establishment becomes very difficult with respect to seed. It needs proper care. And hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, disconnected or what?
No. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now it's okay.
Visible?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Visible. So this is establishment issues. There are so many establishment issues, those crops. But what about the policy issues? So one thing is you need to create awareness among the farmers or livestock keeper or policymakers about the new varieties. Majority of our new varieties are not in seed chain. Varieties are being, research, every institution has their own roles. ICR institutions or research institutions has to come out with the new varieties or new crop varieties, new hybrids, etc. And those varieties has to be taken care by or has to be taken forward by the seed production agencies like National Seed Corporation, State Seed Corporation, or private people. And they have to produce the seed and they have to take them to the farmers or make them available to the farmers. So majority of the times awareness is not there. Identifying specific areas or season for specific varieties with action plan in advance so that the seed is available to farmers before sowing season. That is the role and goal of our seed technologists or seed production, that quality seed is available at a cheaper price, at a reasonable price, well in advance of the season to the farmers, so that they can take up the crop of sowing. So many farmers comes to us, and when we say that we don't have that seed available with us, they go for some other crop. Invariably, they go for some other crops. It means that providing quality seed when they required certainly helps bringing more area under fodder crops. But that is not happening in our case. Majority of our seeds are supplied through mini kits through our veterinary and agriculture department, but both those seeds reaches to the farmers after the crop season. So there is a lot of mismatch. Strengthening supply of breeder seed, one of the policy issues. Strengthening the seed chain through milk federation, state line departments, state seed corporations, etc. And I tell you, milk federations are playing very, very big role here. Especially Karnataka Milk Federation is one of the leading milk federation in the country, which is doing very, very wonderful job with respect to seed production, with respect to seed procurement, with respect to seed supply through their societies or through their milk societies, etc. And certainly it is going to help, or it is bringing more changes with respect to the status of fodder of production and availability. Upscaling the pace of release of new fodder varieties. Yes, certainly in the last 10 years, we are seeing certainly there is a lot of change. So many fodder varieties are coming in the system, and they are available. That cafeteria is available to the farmers to select based on their requirement. Then other institutions, there is an apex body. There should be an apex body in the government of India, as I have told, to look after everything about feed and fodder, including grasslands, rangelands, pasture lands. Why not? See, many of you might have heard there is a coffee board, there is a tea board, there is a spice board, there is a rubber board. There are so many boards. Why these boards are made? These boards are made to look after those particular crops more efficiently. Those boards are made because they are highly economical crops. They fetch a lot of foreign exchange to our country. Because of that, they have made. But what about the feed and fodder sector, livestock sector? How much loss we are facing by neglecting this sector? We need to go beyond earning everything. Economics, apart from economics, in everything. We need a exclusive government body, apex body at the central level, and might be regional offices. They must have a proper fund, proper staff position, and proper mandates. Yes, these grasslands, we will target thousands of acres of grasslands this year. We will rejuvenate those grasslands. We will protect those grasslands, etc. So this apex body will certainly help. There should be a proper incentivization with respect to the farmers, those who are doing fodder production, those who are doing seed production, etc. Even though there are schemes, National Livestock Mission has schemes, but still, which has to be very vigorously penetrated into the very nook and corner of our country or of farmer. The forage seed production should be delinked from the seed production of other crops, and responsibility could be given to some other agencies, etc. As I told, our state seed corporations, agencies, they are not at all doing or taking care of any seed production with respect to forage crops. They are highly neglected. Seed production through decentralized schemes is a need of the hour, and which needs to be encouraged. To establish linkages with formal and informal sector, government organizations, animal husbandry, department enterprises, etc. Proper linkages should be there, which is missing here really. Animal husbandry people are veterinarians, and those who are in the helm of affairs of fodder, it comes under agriculture. Veterinarians doesn't understand much of the cultivation of fodder crops things, and they neglect there. And agriculture people, they don't know much about animal things, and they neglect there. Establishment of fodder seed villages and groups. This is also required. Support of resourceful farmers through NGOs, institutional support to forage seed production programs, advanced indenting and forecasting of forage seed, that is which is required, HRD at different levels. And majority of seed production in these forage crops are totally a different thing. Those who are doing seed production in other crops can't do seed production in forage crops until and unless they are aware of, they are trained of. So this is what is required. And other general challenges are population pressure is very high, resulting in higher demand for additional cultivated land. From where to bring the additional cultivated land? We are very fast losing our arable land, cultivated land, and bringing more area. Certainly we have to target the wasteland, we have to target the grassland itself. Livestock production is given attention without considering expansion of feed production. Majority of our programs you see, they have schemes, they have everything for livestock production. If you are opening a dairy sector, dairy unit, there is a subsidy. If you are opening a sheep and goat unit, there is a subsidy. Everything. But from where they should be fed? So this is what very important point. You must realize that the livestock production is given attention without considering expansion of field production. Shortage of land, lack of improved forage, seed or planting material, poor extension service, weak monitoring system and expertise system, lack of capital are among the main challenges impeding forage seed production in our country, which needs to be taken care of. It is followed by lack of awareness on seed quality, followed by low forage seed production. Majority of these crops, forage crops, are bred for high biomass yield, high fodder yield. Hence, they are very poor seed yielders. If forage sorghum will give around 2 to 3 quintals of seed. If you say take normal sorghum, grain sorghum, which gives 8 quintals of seeds, Guinea give hardly 30 to 40 kg of seed per acre. So majority of these forage crops are bred because breeder always emphasize to have more fodder yield, more biomass yield. So there is also important general challenges, and it's the large scale seed production. We need to go for identify a proper niches which is not available here, especially the land availability. No proper estimates for demand and supply, which we need to take. Lack of technical knowledge, accessibility of preferred variety, indeterminate growth habit, because these crops, especially, we do a lot of seed production in range grasses and range legumes. If we are late to harvest by 1 or 2 days, 80% of our seed shatters. If any rains or heavy winds comes during seed production, total loss. So there are so many issues with these challenges has to be taken care, and we have to come out with the solutions. And there are so many solutions which can be, these are the issues with seed production, which I don't want to highlight here. There are so many crops are photoperiod sensitivity. Like one example I will give, bracharia seed produced at our Dharwad condition, the seed germination is hardly 10 to 15%, whereas the seed produced in Kerala or seed produced in especially Thailand, Indonesia, they give seed germination of 80 to 90%. There are so many issues which I don't want to highlight. Especially majority of grasses seed setting is through apomixis, without fertilization. So during that process, there will be a lot of, in the seed lot, there will be a lot of blank seeds without any formation of embryo and endosperm inside. Only you can see the outer coverage, seed coat and everything, but inside there is nothing. So we have identified those blank seeds. If you see the black photo here, the blank seeds you can see here. So where there are nothing is seen from inside, blank seeds. Then there are some other issues like harvest index, then lack of seed production, extension activities, etc., which I don't want to highlight. Then, especially coming on to other aspects, the mechanization aspects. As I told, post-harvest processing is very important aspect, and proper storage is also required for these crops, especially guinea harvesting, especially the styloxanthus harvesting, which requires really a very good mechanization machinery for extracting seeds from, especially the Dinanath. If you want to extract the true seeds or pure germinating seeds from a fluffy grass, we need a depluffer. Machinery for range grasses or legume seed collection is tedious and labor intensive. We need proper mechanization there. Then, especially when we go for seed sowing, there is a lot of issues with seed sowing, very small in size. If you sow these to the depth of more than a ½ inch, they won't germinate. They germinate, but they don't have the potentiality or required store food to push the soil and come out and establish. So seed pelleting helps, especially for precision sowing and targeted sowing, and also bringing more germination out of it. So these are the technologies we need to bring it to whatever especially the grasses seed we supply to farmers. If we are supply it through after pelleting, that will certainly help in effective utilization of available seed and bringing more germination and more productivity per unit area. So uniform successful establishment is our objective, but like this, I think such uniformity and good germination in especially the perennial forage crops are not there as such presently. And the need of the hour or technological interventions required is I already highlighted that a proper specific region, specific variety, niches for seed production, identification of specific areas for higher and economic seed production. Then for vestigially propagated crops, suitable packaging and transport mechanism. See, measure like hybrid, Bajra Napier hybrid, which is, I think, the largest cultivated among forage crops, which doesn't set seed. So there should be a proper mechanized technology which is propagated either through stem cuttings or root slips, and we need a proper technology. And in IJFRA projects are going on this aspect to bring out the technologies. Seed coating and pelleting, I told, of forage crops for enhanced germination and vigor. This is what is required. You see the vegetable seeds. Majority of the vegetable seeds are coated. Likewise, why not the forage seeds? To bring more potentiality out of it, we can, even though vegetable seeds is very costly, That's why we are investing there, whereas forage seeds are neglected. Then where is the seed production atlas? We need an atlas. Forage seed production depends on number of environmental and physiological factors such as photoperiod, thermoperiod. I have highlighted here humidity. I have given the example of brachiaria, soil condition, etc. Hence, there is a need to prepare a seed production atlas for the entire country for commercial seed production and marketing. Crop-wise, you emphasize that lucerne is produced here, Styloxanthus is produced here, Guinea is produced here. We need that type of mapping. And in this endeavor, disease-free zones could also be identified and mapped or included. And the need for organized seed production, forest seed production is largely concentrated in unorganized sectors, or many a time I have told, it is not a seed production, it is just a seed collection. Especially you go, it's range species, you go anywhere. Dinanath, Sankras, just at the time of flowering or at the time of maturity, they go collect seed and sell it. So hence, you are not ensuring the quality, you are not ensuring the purity, you are not ensuring the germination, etc. And package of practices for seed production. Yes, IGFRA has brought so many technologies and other institutions have brought, so they are now available in general. Then economic advantage of forage seed production compared to other field crops to be made aware among the farmers. This is very, very important factor. And I tell you, because in the beginning I told you that if you want to become an entrepreneur in seed production of forage crops, yes, I will explain. I have explained, we have explained, we have brought so many entrepreneurs in Karnataka with respect to seed production, and you can bring out more entrepreneurs in seed production. And comparatively, whatever the existing crop your farmers are cultivating, the seed production of these forage crops will certainly give more economic returns to them, economic advantage to them than the existing crop they are doing it, apart from other benefits. So proper branding and packaging, marketing of new varieties, I will just highlight in our success stories in the next slides. And incentives and assured market. We need to give proper incentive to the farmers, those who are doing seed production. And we must ensure the buyback guarantee. Then only farmers or entrepreneurs will come for seed production. Government must ensure that we will buy back all the seed produced from you, either federations, either corporations, either universities or institutions, whoever. That can be that if these programs they throw in the market, certainly there will be improvement in the availability of quality seed. Sacrificing fodder for seed, yes, they have to sacrifice the fodder if they want to produce the seed, as I told you in the beginning. Hence, that incentive to produce seeds and assured market is required. Then so many opportunities, demand for livestock and livestock product is increasing already, I have highlighted. And what is that? This sufficient supply of improved forage is a key for profitable and animal production. This is already understood by farmers. The increasing interest of farmers to carry out profitable livestock production and presence of different forage species suitable for the area and the presence of different forage development options can promote forage and forage seed production as new ventures and results in higher profitability. Again, I tell you, you can discuss over here or afterwards or any time, any venture with respect to forage seed production is profitable because of so many factors, among which the 2-3 important factors. There is a huge gap between demand and supply. You can decide what will be the price of your product per kg or price, because there is no government agency to fix the price there. You will, that's why majority of seed sold in the market, fodder seed sold in the market has very, very high price tag. Lucerne is sold in the market at the rate of 800 to 1000 rupees. Hedge lucerne is sold. Sorghum, fodder sorghum, perennial fodder sorghum is sold at 500 rupees kg. Guinea is sold at 700 rupees kg. Likewise, the price is very, very high. So this is what is important. These are the different crops, and these are the different crops you can take up the profitable seed production. Apart from these are especially Styloxanthus, perennial fodder sorghum, lucerne, hedge lucerne, and among the annuals, maize, cowpea, drumstick. Drumstick nowadays, farmers are being encouraged or they are being told to cultivate drumstick as a very, very important fodder tree species. Presently, drumstick is sold at the rate of 2,500 rupees per kg by the universities. Private people, I think, much higher price than that. Then guinea grass, sesbania, and subabul. These two, sesbania, subabul, drumstick, these are being considered as short-lived perennials, tree species. They are being penetrated into cropping system of different fodder-based cropping system, and they are really helpful to contribute much to the fodder requirement or nutrition requirement of the farmers, especially in lean period like summers. Then collaborations, active collaborations among different stakeholders for solving important problems. Come out with the collaborations. Either your institutions want to collaborate with the agencies like IGFRI or whatever it is. Come out with. As I told in the beginning, told why Reliance has collaborated with IGFRI. Likewise, huge collaborations potential is there. Participatory seed production is one of the important aspects. What we did over a period of last 10 years very successfully. As a result, today I am very happily saying around 6 very good fodder seed production entrepreneurs are available in Karnataka. Their transactions are in crores now. So you can imagine. Enhancing the seed production involving milk federations, state seed corporations, etc. Government policy should help, and there should be ample funding should be provided to this sector from these collaborations. Just briefly, I will highlight what we did with participatory seed production, the success stories. We started this program in 2014-15 because huge fodder seed demand, and we had very limited resources. We have very limited resources with respect to land, labor, and other things at our institution at Harvard. So only whatever we used to produce the seed used to available to the farmers for only 2 or 3 months in a year. Remaining 9-10 months, farmers used to go back empty-handed. So we realized the importance, and the then director has told us to think of going for participatory seed production with the buyback guarantee to the farmers. Then we explored this possibility, and we did this, and we could able to produce a handsome quantity of seeds, and those seeds were made available to the farmers. We had first thing, we selected the farmers who are interested. First, we explained them what is the profit margin. Second, then we selected the farmers, those who are interested. Based on their requirement, we have allocated them different crops and areas. Then very importantly, on a bond paper, we have given them the assurance that through MOU that we will buy back your seed, whatever seed is produced, first thing. Second thing, we have mentioned or we have told them that at what price we will buy back. On the day one itself, we have given two guarantees. First, we will buy back at this price. So these two assurances were given to farmers, and many farmers came forward, and they produced seeds of different crops. And as a result, today the seed is available throughout year, not only at IGFRI, throughout Karnataka at different locations. These farmers have become entrepreneurs, and they have become seed sellers also. They advertise their seed selling entrepreneurship through social media, Facebook, YouTube, etc. And no need to go and collect seed from them. You call them, tell them that I want seed of lucerne. They will dispatch it by courier. You pay them by phone, all these UPI methods. So this is what has happened, and they are supplying seed to neighboring states, even to Gujarat, Rajasthan. I think it is a very big success story here. So I just highlight that how much seeds they have production, who are the farmers involved, what are the crops they have done the seed production, what is the profit margin here. So here the huge profit margin with the seed production we have explained. And apart from seed production, there will be a huge dry fodder and green fodder availability in that farm. So even they earn handsome amount from the selling of green and dry fodder. So these are the few photographs of farmers. We have taken seed productions here, like in Hindupur, especially the Stylosantha seed production. In Karnataka, the Desmanthus or Hedgelusan seed production. He is a very, very big and progressive farmers of sericulture farmer in Karnataka. He has produced the seed of both Hedgelusan and Lucerne. They see the crop of Hedgelusan seed production, Lucerne seed production, Stylosantha semata seed production. Perennial fodder seed production farmer, a young engineer. He has done. Another farmer. He is an vegetable seed producer. He produces tomato, chili, and all these seed producers. He has done the seed production of our crops. So benefits are here. The thing is, quality seeds of improved varieties at right time to the farmers are made available. We could able to increase the seed replacement ratio and also the varietal replacement ratio through this program. Seed quality is improved through regular field visits and other monitoring by scientists. Farmers get updated knowledge on seed production and post-harvest handling through training, field days, seed mela, etc. Human resource development, we have trained them. The seed producing farmers get higher premium prices over market rates. Recognized seed growers are honored during so many occasions or melas. So many success to farmers. They advertise through their these type of social media. This is another farmer, Sharanappa. They have their own seed companies, their own brand name, their own. He's Santosh, our MSc agronomy student. He has started in 2012-14. Now his turnover is very, very high. One of biggest seed producer with respect to fodder seed is concerned in Karnataka. He has been awarded so many awards. He has his own brand name. He has done mechanization. He does even green and dry fodder supply also. His brand name. So this is what has come out of the so many awards he has got. So the responsibility is ours. I repeat once again, livestock sectors are in a real danger. So many reasons, and the major reasons are lack of availability of food. Forget about the quality. I am telling lack of availability of food. उनका पेट भरने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, क्योंकि जब पेट भरता है उसके बाद क्वालिटी की बात आता है. So this is how the situation is, and it is really everyone's responsibility to involve ourselves in one or other way for the production of not only the seed production in particular, and fodder production in general. So kindly realize our importance and contribute, because we all are in the agriculture sector, need to contribute to this sector immensely so that this sector is sustained over a period of time. So thank you so much. I don't know, I might have taken much time than the required.
Thank you, sir.
It's okay, sir.
For sharing, and whatever queries are there, I am ready to or here to answer.
If anyone any query from